So this is ankle self-taping 101. If you don't have a therapist present and you have a roll of tape and you would like to help yourself to prevent further injury to an ankle that has been internally inverted, which is rolling your ankle this way, and you're in the last phases of rehab and you're ready to go, but only when supported by tape, this is what you should do. And if it's not perfect, it's better than nothing in certain circumstances. So let's try this. Your calf becomes big starting here. So we're gonna anchor at the top here, and your foot has this little bump on the side. So we're gonna anchor at that angle. I will stretch out, put across to that bump, flip over, and then you'll see the natural angle. Don't fight the tape, work with the tape. I'm not pressing very hard, and I'm not pulling very hard, and I'm actually gonna push with my hand in order to splay, to separate my bones. Tape is decently easy to tear. If you make a tiny little cut, the whole thing comes undone, like t-shirts in movies. Again, second anchor. Always tape half on top of the previous piece of tape. Now I screwed that one up. I'm gonna tear it up, make a new one. Again, let's start it this way. Half on top of the one that was there. Flip, flip, press, and cut. Anchor done. Middle of the foot. Next, I'm going to push down with my toes down to contract my calf. I'm gonna go right below where my gastrocs will start bulging out. Don't mind my very skinny gastrocs. They would be around here. Wrap around, wrap around. So this is a lay down layer. We're not pulling. Halfway across, wrap around, wrap around. So because the leg is kind of a V shape, you'll end up with a V shape. It's kind of like taping a bottle. Then, supporting the outside of your ankle, you're gonna make a long piece of tape, and you're literally gonna make a stirrup out of it. And turning, you're putting it underneath your heel, putting your heel down. You're gonna lift up the front of your foot, and you're gonna pull to the inside first, then you're gonna pull to the outside big time, straight up. We're doing that 2 more times. Long piece of tape. Lift the heel, put underneath. Now, if you feel fancy, you're lifting, and I'm gonna go forward and backward. So forward on the inside, backward on the outside. And I'm gonna finish with backwards on the inside and forward on the outside. Okay, now I want all this to stay. So I'm just gonna close it up at the top here. Not sexy at all. We don't want these things normally, but we don't really care at this point. We're just saving ourselves. I'm going to close up in a tiny little stirrup at the bottom, pulling top wards. And then I'm gonna do, there's the ankle bones here. So on top of the ankle bones, I will make a horseshoe. I'm gonna C-strip one way, this way, and just for fun, that was on top and a little lower, so then we're gonna go on top and a little higher again, this way. So by now you're gonna start feeling pretty locked in. We're gonna close. Closing is, again, I forgot something very important. We're gonna start across the shin, towards the ankle bone, right in front of it. So I'm gonna look down and measure my angle. So I put down my tape, it's going to the right place, layer it on top. Go across underneath my heel, then come up, back towards my heel over the Achilles. It's a lot easier when you don't have to demonstrate. It goes much faster. Then you're going right behind this piece of tape that you started laying down, and you're gonna come right across and you're gonna finish on top of where you started it. So I started it here, I travel down, I go below my heel, the bone is here, I wrap around my heel, and then I come back up around and I finish on top here. If you do it tight enough, one is fine. Now, we're gonna close. I press underneath, okay? I close on top here. I'm pressing, just laying it on, again, laying it on. Now, when you're taping, these windows become very painful if you don't close them. They get pinched. So you gotta make sure you're closing everything down. And you're very much gonna make horizontal tapes that are gonna finish in a V in front of your ankle. I closed all my windows. I'm gonna do one more underneath here. Cross on top, cross on top. Now, if you're a water sport person, this won't hold in water. So because you've layered it, what you can do is put one piece of Leukotape down here to get all those closing bits, and anchor here, anchor on top of it, and wherever you finished the tape, if it didn't get covered by the Leukotape, then you can put a piece of Leukotape around again, same way as this. Leukotape is tougher to tear, so what you do is you cut it and then you just put it around. This is now testing. I'm gonna press down on my fingernail. 2 seconds to refill, the blood came back in my fingernail. If you go like this and you're counting, you're starting 3, 4, 5 seconds, your toe's still white, it's too tight. You're not gonna like it. It should be mobile, but it also should prevent you from turning. So if I show you this guy here and this guy here, does a pretty good job, even though it's not as good as if an athletic therapist would have taped it for you. Good luck, and also if you need this, keep doing your treatments.